The gentleman from Iowa is recognized.
I thank the chairman for yielding. I'm proud to speak today on behalf of our legislation to reauthorize the Office of Special Counsel for an additional 5-year period to protect whistleblowers, federal employees who have the courage to come forward to expose waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government and who are so important to our oversight responsibilities here in Congress. The Office of Special Counsel performs a variety of important responsibilities. Chief amongst them is investigating retaliation against whistleblowers from the executive branch agencies, as well as other prohibited personnel practices. Once again, this is vitally important to the work we perform in the Oversight Committee and ensures greater accountability from the executive branch to Congress. We are proud of the support this bipartisan bill has received from the whistleblower community and from those who care deeply about our efforts to perform effective oversight in our federal government. Since the last authorization expired in 2007, there are a number of necessary reforms for the OSC as the role of the office continues to grow and evolve. By enacting this legislation, we can ensure the Office of Special Counsel will have the access to federal agency records that are absolutely necessary to perform their duty of protecting federal employees who had the courage to speak up about malpractice, mismanagement, and fraud in the federal government. I think we can all agree how unfortunate it is that some executive agencies continue to stonewall the Office of Special Counsel in order to prevent them from investigating retaliatory actions against whistleblowers, even going so far as to invoke executive privilege when dealing with the OSC. Common sense tells us that this is unacceptable. If the Office of Special Counsel isn't granted the access to the information it needs, there is no way it can properly conduct the duties authorized by Congress. This bill also takes important steps to increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the Office of Special Counsel, such as allowing OSC to use a simplified process to reduce duplicative complaints, to better focus their limited resources on allegations and investigations, and instituting a common-sense 3-year statute of limitations, after which document recovery and witness recollections can be difficult to obtain. Mr. Speaker, before concluding my remarks, I'd like to specifically highlight the important work of the Office of Special Counsel performed recently in their exposure of the mismanagement and abuse of our veterans at the Department of Veterans Affairs. 2 whistleblowers at the VA hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, recently came forward with information regarding inadequate mental health treatment and employee training at their facility. They were later retaliated against by management. OSC was able to ensure that they received a new job at a nearby facility under different management. Just last month, the VA issued a report in response to OSC's investigation detailing the changes they had made to improve mental health care at that VA facility. Incidents like these serve as a great reminder to the hardworking taxpayers that are tired of the corruption in federal government. I would also like to note the excellent work of the current Special Counsel, Carolyn Lerner, who is a breath of fresh air in this role. Mr. Speaker, the bottom line is that this committee, the Oversight and Government Reform Committee, needs more whistleblowers in the federal government, not less. And the best way to ensure government employees come forward to expose waste, fraud, and abuse is to ensure that they will be protected. This legislation will enable OSC to do exactly that on behalf of all hardworking American taxpayers, and I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to support this legislation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back the balance.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Utah reserves. The gentleman from Missouri is